Hello everyone. Today we are going to see how we can mount the server file system on our Linux desktop machine using SSHFS tool. This is useful when we want to use graphical apps to modify or make any changes to the file or to open any file. So let's proceed. We will do server side configuration first. I am logging into my server. I have a server running in my virtual box Ubuntu 20.04. So I have logged into that. Now install open SSH server. If you have logged in using secure shell, then open SSH server will already be there in your server. See, this is installed in my server. Now we will open the sshd_config file to make some changes. You can see I have enabled my password based authentication. And public key based authentication as well. That depends on your requirement or priority. And you have to add this line if this line is not in your configuration file. See, this is already in my configuration file, so I don't need to add this. Now save and exit. You can check that file if it exists or not, which was there in configuration file. Now restart the secure shell daemon. Let's check the status. Yeah, it's working fine. Now we will come out of the server. Now in your local machine, install SSHFS tool. So type sudo apt install SSHFS-y. If you are using any other distros, then you can use your own package manager to install the SSHFS tool. Now create one directory on which we will be mounting the server file system. So I have created a directory named server on which I want to mount the server file system. Now type the command SSHFS-p, then give your port number. By default it should be on port number 22 if you haven't done any changes in your secure shell configuration. Then username @ your host name. It can be a public IP address or your host name. Then colon. Then give the directory of your server which you want to mount on your local machine. So I want to mount a home/navi directory in my local machine. If you want to make any changes in the root file, then make sure you are doing the same operation using your root account. And then we will give the local machine directory on which we want to mount the server file system. Now let's check if it has been mounted. So I opened my file manager. See, in server directory I can see one file. This file is in my server, which is showing here. Let's create one new file and add something into this, and then we will check after logging into the server if the file is reflecting in the server or not. So I have created a file sshfs.txt. Let's add something here. And then save it. We will check if the changes is done in the server or not by logging into the server. So before logging into the server, we will unmount the mounted file system. So to unmount the mounted file system, just type unmount space the directory name on which the file system was mounted. So now you can check after unmounting. See, you can't see anything here. Now let's log into the server. Let me show you whatever changes we made is reflecting in the server or not. See, you can see the SSHFS.txt file is created in the server now. Now again, coming to local machine. So now suppose you are not using the password based authentication and you are using the public key based authentication. So for that you will need to use one more option, which is -o space identity file. It is a case sensitive, so make sure I is capital and F is capital here. And in double quote you have to give the path and the private key, and then as usual you have to give the username, then the host name, and after colon you have to give the server file system which you want to mount, and then local directory on which you want to mount, and enter. See, this is mounted. Let's check in the file manager in the server directory. Yeah, you can see it is mounted here. Okay, so that is how we use SSHFS tool to mount our server file system on our local file system, and then we can use our graphical user interface application to do any operation on those files, and after we perform the operation we can save it and unmount it, and the changes will be reflecting in the server. So that's it for the day. Thanks for watching. Make sure if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and like this video. Thank you.